Hola, hola. How are you? How y'all doing today? Everybody, good morning and afternoon, family. Hello, hello. How are you? Ooh, it's warm outside, but it's a little chilly in here, so we're gonna take the edge off real quick and then turn that off before I be sweating. Hey, y'all. Hey. What am I doing here this one? Bonjour, my Buddha biscuits. Hey, nephew. Listen, I was gonna get back on here in the middle of the night, and I didn't, cause y'all nephew ended up calling me venting and whatnot, and so then I was up late, and then I called my cousin to see if she watched G20, and then I got myself in the bed and went to sleep, and then y'all niece called me this morning talking about she done blew her tire out. I said, jeez. So sometimes my mornings start crazy. Listen, good morning, Pumpkin. Good morning, everybody. So, the first probably 10 or 15 minutes of class is going to be y'all listening. Are y'all okay with that? And what I mean by that, not to me, I need y'all to hear some stuff that I found yesterday after we got off of here that I think is very, very important for y'all to hear. And I need you to put your listening ears on, okay? One of the videos is almost 6 minutes, but baby, I can't write God thank you enough. That's how these videos is, they make me feel that I'm about to play. Okay? Y'all ready? Been putting things in my mylar this morning, and my flour was molded and had bugs in it. I was so mad. Oh no, you gotta put it in the freezer first. Go ahead and lay it on the couch while we grab our good morning, babe. While we grab our therapist clipboard. This part. Listen, but this ain't me. I just want y'all to listen and tell me what you missed. The abstract. Listen here. So I did some digging around in some other books and stuff that I have. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But I need y'all to hear these videos because I think they are very important. You got your listening ears on? Wow, okay. Special day for many reasons. For me, for a lot of Easter is a very special day for many reasons. For me, for a lot of our friends, that's a very special day. And what a great timeline this would be. Easter is our timeline. What a great timeline that would be. For 3 years, we've embarked on a great national project. And what a great timeline this would be. Easter is our timeline. What a great timeline that would be. For 3 years, we've embarked on a great national project. For 3 years, they embarked on a great national project. How long we been a university? Can anybody tell me the number? How long we been here? 3 years. So when God put us on the map, for us to start exposing the things that were to come is when they start working on a plan, baby, in the same year. For such a time as this. For such a time as this. For such a time as this. They had a plan, and God had one too. You hear me? Because y'all came out of nowhere. I got blocked from my other social media. Like, they was like, you banned, whatever. I'm like, I didn't do nothing. My daughter said, why you don't go to TikTok? My sister said, why you don't go to TikTok? Because I don't like TikTok. All they do is dance over there and do stupid stuff. I don't want to be over there. Do you hear me? For such a time as this, y'all. 3 years ago, they started putting together a plan. 3 years ago was when God allowed me to come on here and start telling people, so this is the plan that they got. And this what they gonna do. Soon as they thought they was doing something hidden, God took a little black girl from the hood and said, let me tell y'all their plans real quick. I ain't saying he didn't tell other people. I'm just saying for what we got over here, line for line. Probably as they was coming up with the plan, God was giving it to us. Y'all don't think that's crazy? Because he would let us have then dad grabbed you by your hairs. Listen, and brought you over. Come on. Think about that. He said 3 years. 3 years is right around the time. I mean, from February to May is when I met most of y'all. 3 years ago. Because y'all didn't have 4 birthdays with me. Y'all did birthday 2022, birthday 2023, birthday 2024, and birthday 2025. 3 years before birthdays. When he says your life plan is written, baby, listen. But think about that, family. They thought they had a secret plan. And God put the Holy Spirit on the wall, all of them, because it was several different conversations that had to happen for this plan to work. God was putting the Holy Spirit, y'all, as a fly on the wall and coming and telling me in my sleep or while we was in class. The world didn't know they plan yet, but God told it to us before. So maybe as they was coming up with it, he was like, okay, so they about to, okay, so don't forget they about to do this too. Don't forget that, okay, and then this is coming. So go on and get that ready and pay attention to this over here. He already knew, but y'all don't think that's crazy? I heard that. I said, and I looked at the date. I said, well, 3 years ago, for such a time as this. For such a time as this, he knew they planned, and he let us know what it was, down to the T of what to listen. Sometimes my mind is blown. We're moving on. The Holy Ghost real, no matter what nobody tell you. I'm telling you that the Holy Ghost is a real thing.
Well, buckle up, kids. This is going to be a bumpy ride. So 6 Russian officials were on Russian state TV, which is all Russians can do, citizens can do, is watch what's presented to them on Russian.
Who remembers me telling y'all about state controlled media? And a lot of it, like China, Russia, a lot of countries have that where you can only watch what the government puts on TV. You can't watch anything else. Only the shows that they approve. And it's normally just them having they kind of like our president is trying to do now where everything's about him. Okay, so listen. She translated. She watched a Russian news briefing or whatever, and she translated the whole thing. Now, this is the longer one, but I need y'all to listen to how these people is talking about this man on their national TV. Okay? Russia's national whatever. This is how they talking about this man. Crazy. Listen.
And they were talking about, hey, this is... So buckle up, kids. Buckle up, kids. This is going to be a bumpy ride. So 6 Russian officials were on Russian state TV, which is all Russians can do, citizens can do, is watch what's presented to them on Russian TV. And they were talking about the United States and what's going on right now. It was just recorded. And I wrote down the translations so that you don't have to. So they refer to the United States as the invisible hand of the trade market. They are enjoying Trump breaking everything, one of the men said. Then they...
Mind you, these is the Trump's, I mean, not Trump, Putin's people that's right under him having this conversation. These are officials. Understand who's talking now. This is just not like a random American talking. These are the officials of Russia having a conversation on state or country-owned news. Okay? I need you to understand who's saying what we're getting ready to listen to. Okay? That's important. Listen.
Trump by saying, I will be in charge of the total destruction of America. And the men all laugh. And then again, mocking Trump, they say, my man Howard Lutnick, a man who has crazy eyes for most of the day, He is the one who calculated these crazy...
What does crazy eyes mean for most of the day? We know what crazy eyes. Them nigga be hyped up on the same stuff old boy was doing right on TV. That's why his eyes be crazy. Okay.
formulas. And rightfully, the American media has debunked these formulas thousands of times. The men start laughing.
They said that the man came up with some crazy stuff that he want to do around here. America has debunked them a million times, but guess what's going to happen? It's still going to go through. Here we go.
A lot is going on over there. Why such buffoonery? This is Swan Lake. Trump is playing the black swan. The men giggle. Trump, pum 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 to a drum beat. The man laugh again. A book will be written about the black swan, and it will win the Nobel Peace Prize. The men bend over in laughter. America is like a sick patient right now, like a patient in a critical state of pneumonia. Will the patient be healed? Trump is giving the sick patient laxatives. The men laugh. And the diarrhea will liven things up for a while. But will it fix the patient? Nope. The patient is brought closer to death. And the men chuckle.
America is like a patient that has pneumonia, and Trump gave him a laxative, and it's going to liven things up for a minute, but it's going to bring the patient closer to death. This is the Russian officials having a conversation where everybody in the country that is there can hear this, and they are laughing in Trump's face. Okay, look here.
Again. But there is something much more important going on that I'm very interested in, and this is crucial. It looks like the end of the global system is coming. The system that is 50 patient laxatives. The men laugh. And the diarrhea will liven things up for a while. But will it fix the patient? Nope. The patient is brought closer to death. And the men chuckle again. But there is something much more important going on that I'm very interested in. And this is crucial. It looks like the end of the global system is coming. The system that is 50 years old. J.D. Vance said it was 40 years old. Trump and Vance didn't bother to coordinate their statements. The men laugh. 40 or 50 years, it doesn't matter.
You said laxative helps pull a lot of the backed up stuff and also uncontrolled pulls out of stuff too. Yeah, I know, right? But if you already have different fluids and stuff, you dehydrated, so you can't fight off nothing. You know, it pull everything out. And if you don't have the right stuff going in, you gonna be messed up. They know what they doing. They know what they saying. Listen. But y'all heard what they just said. These is the Russian officials now.
The patient is brought closer to death. And the men chuckle again. But there is something much more important going on that I'm very interested in. And this is crucial. It looks like the end of the global system is coming. The system that is 50 years old. J.D. Vance said it was 40 years old. Trump and Vance didn't bother to coordinate their statements. The men laugh. 40 or 50 years, it doesn't matter. Both of them said that this world has got to come to an end. It's the only... And this is crucial. It looks like the end of the global system is coming. The system that is 50 years old. J.D. Vance said it was 40 years old. Trump and Vance didn't bother to coordinate their statements. The men laugh. 40 or 50 years, it doesn't matter. Both of them said that this world has got to come to an end. It's the
I'm going to keep going. This is the Russians saying that they know for a fact that Trump is crashing the global economy, the world economy. Okay? And Trump and Vance both said that the world has to come to an end. It has to. Okay, moving on.
only thing we can agree with Trump on out of everything he said. This is when we can continue to rip off the United States. Trump saying this was beautiful. It fits right into this buffoonery. The men shake their heads in agreement. With respect to tariffs, it's hard to tell which way it'll go. There's only one thing we can say for sure, and this man says it gleefully. The price of goods will certainly go up in the United States. Trump was so concerned about the value of the dollar, but there is no need for the dollar anymore. This is America's last hope. So Trump is looking to marginalize and isolate, stealing Greenland, Canada, and the canal. Dear comrades, you have to live long enough to see this. What restoration of factories? He says with a firm voice. This takes decades to build manufacturing. In conditions of a lessening stream of immigrants on top of that, who will work in these factories? The men all mumble in agreement.
These are the Russian officials. This conversation is not between two regular Russians. This is the people that sit in they Congress and they whatever they got over there having this conversation on national TV in Russia. The only country, one of the only countries he didn't put tariffs on. Who remembers when we first started this and I told y'all that I had a video that somehow came up missing from my phone? Where they said in 2021, when they was pulling all that stuff out of and going down to Mar-a-Lago, that he had given the Russians every single thing that he needed to crush our economy, like whatever they gave them the codes to the nuclear plants. Well, that's why he fired everybody, because he already gave them the codes to the nuclear plants in 2016. That was on the news. He gave them the things to our water plants. We can't make nuclear weapons without water. Argued my family down. This man was going to destroy the world's economy, and it is happening now. I kept telling everybody that what is happening to all of my people, when I did have people watching pretty much on every continent, I said, hey, don't be so quick to think this is only happening in America, honey, or here or there, because whether you know it or not, what is getting ready to happen is going to affect every single person on the planet. Do you hear me? Is it not? Is it not? You heard what they said. They didn't say United States economy or just the European. They said the world's global market, he is crashing it. And SA in America for everything they got. We're going to keep going. These are Russian officials.
Americans would rather die than work in these factories. The only way out of it is robots. They will build robots, and the problem will be solved, right? And it'll be solved in months, Trump will say. And the men laugh. They called Elon Musk and the robots are on their way. They mimic Trump saying, and they laugh again. They actually laugh hysterically. Looking at this buffoonery, there's only one thing to say. The old political system is practically dead, thanks to Trump. I am in agreement. This is total buffoonery, says another Russian official. What we are observing is an event of historic proportions. If you look at the economy, it was developed over centuries, from which humanity has developed. The first and most important was the system of trust. With what Trump did yesterday, he destroyed that trust. It seemed like some things were unshakable. In reality, a movement, a monument, should be erected after him. This was a major blow against the system of capitalism. He is replacing it with thinking he can make everyone his servant. Like this system of economic trust is something to be conquered, like training a horse and giving it your name. And the men laugh. One named after this old man. But we are building rocket ships, the men say mockingly as they laugh. Well done, old man. To think this is the conversation Russia, in which Trump didn't give any tariffs to. This is a conversation going on by another country while we have MAGA supporters here on TikTok and social media telling everyone the Democrats are stupid. They have no idea what's going on.
The world economy is surrounded by what happens to ours, which, like dominoes, when one falls, the rest will follow suit unless something is done to stop certain ones from the fall. So, understand that man that came to power, that came out in 22, now listen, we started knowing each other in February or January of 22. That man came out in 22. Our food, the animals, the water supply, everything, right before he was revealed, the animals was doing them circles around the trees. We was looking in all the small rivers and little lakes in different small towns, and the fish was belly up. Birds was falling out of the sky. The food started to go back. That's when we had the first egg, milk, and cheese crisis. Then the largest produce plant in the world in France burned down. Then all of the egg places, they killed 18 million chickens in less than 2 months. Remember, we was doing a number. Trump says that they plan. They've been working on it for 3 years. That's the same time that man showed up. That's been training with the rabbis over there in Israel. That's when Israel start acting real crazy, doing stuff that don't line up with nothing they been, but because we know who they really is. But moving on, that's when they start doing stuff like bombing the people, the people that's there for the peace people in hospitals, things that the devil would do. You understand? So 3 years ago, Trump got a project called 2025. He ready for Easter. Because one, a lot of people don't know that whole thing, but what Trump practices with the young girls has a lot to do with Easter. what happens in the places that he goes with people on Epstein Island is all of what Easter is about. Screwing like rabbits and multiplying. But they were doing this with their family members and their children. Did you know? Did you? So not only is it Hitler's birthday, if you go and look up the orgies that was going on during the spring solstice as to why Easter, this is what it is. And they were bunnies do what? One rabbit can have 400 babies in a year. We did talk about this. And guess whose holiday they try to make Easter about? When you at an OG, you there to hunt down something you're looking for, ain't you? And it's probably going to end in reproduction. Now, I was looking through a book that is in here, and I saw something, and then we'll get back to the videos, but I think I should show y'all this. I was up last night, and I was like, son, can you tell me what the symbol for Akasha is? And then I'm going to show y'all what I got. AKASH. Please tell me what the symbol for Akasha is. Tell me what it looked like to you. Oh! Interesting. Now, remembers me telling y'all that two things happen with black women or women of color. They either try to make them not be fertile, or they take their eggs and their uteruses and use them in all sorts of things. A black egg or a black seed, they both contain life. Are they not trying to get rid of our seeds? Now, I'm going to say this. That egg is used in part of a magic ritual. Literally. I was going through one of my books, and I said, a lot of the crosses on our hospitals, on our schools, on the Catholic schools, there are so many signs around us, y'all, that have a whole meaning. Okay. How many continents we got? Okay. Okay. The ruling spirits that are in Solomon that are connected like gingerbread paper men, how many of them is it? Do y'all remember? You can cheat and go get your book. The deceit and such and error and all of that. How many is it? It's 7. Can you count the dragon heads on there, please? This image out of this magic book is called The Fall. The Fall. And there's a lion, there's a bird, an eagle, a man, and a bull. There's an angel with a crown of stars on their head that has covered their face at the top. And there's a sword and a dagger. Now, what's crazy about that crown of stars that look like the Pope hat is they talk about the Queen of Heaven, and we know it ain't one. Mm-hmm. This is all in the magic book. I said, that's interesting. Very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. What about this one? What about that one? The Red Cross. So much magic around us, and we have absolutely no freaking idea about it. It's mind blowing. I'm realizing that y'all remember when we was in school, and it is on a hospital. It's in everything it is. I don't know. I can't say everybody, but they taught us like a little bit of like the American Indian symbols and stuff. Y'all remember like what a stream is, what a mountain is, and you had to decipher that. It was a cipher. Y'all remember this? Red cross, blue shield. Exactly. Right. Y'all remember? Did y'all have to do that? Like you had to learn like the language of the Indians, and they would show you different things like this symbol meant blah blah blah, this symbol meant, and it equals to A, B, or C. Well, a lot of those symbols are magic. A lot of them symbols are magic. Tell me what you see here. Who remembers we talked about the whirlwind? And you know when evil show up or an entity from another dimension shows up, it be like a whirlwind. or like a oh my God, they were giving us pieces of this the whole time. Oh yeah, no, they don't teach me any of that in middle school. They taught me about Hindu gods for some reason. Instead, it's okay. I might be a lot older than you, baby. He might be a lot older than you. In the schools I went to, they taught us. Yeah, they had us doing all kind of ciphers. Now that I think about it, okay, tell me. This is talismanic image of Adonai Haaretz. Yeah, no, it's some kind of angel. But look. Tell me what's under them feet. What is that? Is that not a storm? Where do we know that cross in her chest from? We've seen that. Or he. This is in a magic book. Nope. 3 wheat strands and a golden cup. Now, who remember a weathermaker? Who remembers the crown got wings on it? It kind of looked like She-Ra, which is great. And there's Hebrew on the belt. All of this comes out of a magic book. Understand that. A real magic book. Reminds me of the symbol on the Night Templar. Okay, nephew. And Wonder Woman. And a couple other. And Storm. She-Ra. Okay. But I believe that's a male. I think it's a male. I don't think that's a woman. I think it's a male. I don't know for sure though, the way they, because you know how they say Lucifer be coming looking like a woman too. Man, this is crazy. I had a dream last night. This lady was dishing to me talking to you in another language, and you talking about CS language. Listen. So, who watched Supernatural? Who watched Supernatural? If you watch Supernatural, okay. Did any of you watch The Magicians? If you didn't, okay. If you did, just say yes, I did. Did you watch The Magicians? Okay. What about 30 coins? Okay. So did you ever wonder where the angel tablet and the demon tablet and the Enochian tablets came from? Did it ever cross your mind of where they got all this information? Did it ever? How many of you watched H.P. Lovecraft? Same way Moses got his, but from a different source. Okay. That part. Okay. Y'all remember the secret society? That could do the magic and change their form and stuff. The sons of Adam and daughters of Adam. Y'all remember? Okay. And they was using an ancient form of information. Y'all remember this? Okay. Well, just so happened it's been a book in here the whole time. The rites and all the symbols in the Catholic churches are all Enochian symbols and puzzles. The reason that Sam and Dean, whoever wrote that, has extensive knowledge on Enoch. Extensive. Because I got this book and I just started flipping through it last night. And what's so crazy to y'all is the last book that you sent me is the whole reason I got up, because I'm like, wait a minute, I've seen that before. In the British archaeology book, right down in the front, they got some magic symbols. Right down in the front of the freaking book. They don't even hide it, but you gotta know what you're looking at. And they can put it on our kids' playground and everything. This book is from 1858. Tell me what you see. Nothing is for nothing. But they're magic symbols. I said, not you done put it right in our face. Chinese checkers got that same symbol, and they play it call it other names in other games, but it's still the same thing. So I was looking at that. I was looking at. Here we go. I think it's back here. I didn't mark it because I just went and grabbed the other book. And so I was like, wait a minute. I seen some of this stuff in other places. Hold on. Gotta be very careful with this book too. Oh. Where is it? Yeah, I don't know. Oh. There's some other stuff in here. And I was just interested. I said, wait a minute. Some of these symbols and stuff is on stuff that we just be looking at all the time. So it led me to the other book, which I'm not gonna bring out because y'all know why. But yeah. It's a whole lot of stuff that's right in our face. Have a good day, Jamila. Maybe now we know why all of the churches have those stained glass windows at a certain space on a certain window in all the churches. And there's normally a cross there with a whole bunch of other symbols right there. And it shows when the light comes in. No? Yep. While they on a certain wall, and when the sun hit just at a certain time, it probably points to something else in that space. Listen, I was like, oh my goodness, it's a lot of stuff right here that shouldn't be. And in this book, they use the name of God and the angels and all kinds of stuff that is just not good. I said, oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. So the symbol that Nicole and her mom sent me of the Disney thing, I said, oh wow. We really don't know. We really don't know. We got eyes and we don't see. Because it's on all of the things that we have deemed good. And because we don't know the symbols, just because it say a certain thing on there, we go with that and don't do no research to see what, when, where, or why. Crazy. I'm just going to leave that there and we're going to get back to this. Here we go. And like I said, deciphering what she said, and just it's taking me to a few places, and things are popping up off the page. Also, the priest used the Enochian magic. That's why they demonized it, so that they could use it freely. Hello. If they demonized it and then they took all the books because they didn't want people doing it, then they could do it freely and they could put it in your face and you wouldn't even know what it was because you don't have the books to decipher what it is that they're actually doing. But understand this, they are doing Enochian magic all day long. They have the angel tablet, they have the demon tablet. And I'm going to tell y'all what's so crazy. The Enochian tablets look exactly like our word searches. And Sudoku. Exactly like them. Looking at the summary plotline of this Black Swan, and he says, personification of innocent on the road to achieve perfection that hits a climax in which it comes to a shocking and tragic end. Here we go, nephew. And that man, that when they was talking about him being the Black Swan, they said that him and J.D. Vance said this world got to end. They didn't say the economy. They didn't say the way that we're ruling. They said the world has to end. So they can be putting stuff right in front of us. We have all these things, and baby, because we don't know, this is why they be laughing in our face. His rise to power is going to cause the world's downfall. Is it not? And they telling us, and so funny. When I think right before I got to know y'all, wasn't that when the Black Swan movie had came out? Or right before that, when did the Black Swan movie come out? They just be playing in our face. Y'all know when Black Swan came out? I don't think I watched it all. I watched like the 2020 thing of it, but 2010. Okay, so a little bit before y'all. I mean, a lot before us, but okay. Well, that's when I started hearing about it. Was right before I met y'all. So sorry, but they've been telling. Well, when did he run for president though? When did he run for president the first time? Not the first time, but he got elected in what? When did he get elected? It was 2016. So that was what, 6 years after the movie came out? Okay, I'll take that. I didn't start hearing about the Black Swan movie. Okay, okay. I didn't hear about it until about 20, probably 2018, 2019, because certain movies I don't pay attention to. But think about that. Even something as simple as that movie, we didn't even realize how it was going to affect us now. Do you understand? Do you see what I'm saying? And then for me to go looking at certain books, the black egg, and he's talking about Easter, and that's Akasha, and then you got them calling him the Black Swan, and what that means. Okay? Death to something, end to something, no more. And then you got this 6-minute video of these 7 or however many officials literally calling him the Black Swan and saying that he wants the world to end. Could it be because he know he on his way out of here, and some people so miserable they feel like if he gotta suffer, everybody gotta suffer? They are magicians. That's why that man would not put his hand on his Bible. That Bible, I'm telling you. It's a real thing that we are really dealing with high ranking warlocks and witches. Some of the symbols I saw, I'm like, that's the symbol that the Meta dude, the Facebook dude, got on the inside of his jacket. This is what I'm telling y'all nephew last night. Like, see that? That's the symbol that old boy got on the inside of his jacket he wear everywhere that they asked him to take off, and he had that symbol on the inside of it. Also, the Golden Dawn was the name of the secret society that was doing all the magic in H.P. Lovecraft. What do he keep calling it? The Golden what? It's not the Golden Dawn. He keeps talking about the Golden what? I've seen the symbols on my cape. Uh-oh. Even this. Okay, you're Louis Vuitton. And everything in his house is made of gold. But what is he calling this time that he says we're in right now? He's calling it the what? Anybody know? The Golden Age. The Golden Age. He wants to put a golden statue in the holy place. He wants the world to end. You said, and in Black Clover anime pretended to be a great soldier, but was an ancient evil from the past to try and take out the present time frame to take revenge for his people. So you see it? He trying to get rid of everybody. Because white ain't right no more. And he want everybody to go back to looking up to white people. And white cousins, I love y'all, but folks ain't doing that. Everything that he is doing is trying to get revenge for how he feels like people of color have come in and took the white glory when there was never any white glory. There wasn't. Because if you have to hurt people and take from people and keep people out of places to say you the best, you not the best. You find out you the best when you run against the best or you work alongside the best, and that's how you find out if you the best. You'll never know if you the best if you not running alongside the best. You can, anybody can say that. But when you compete, then you can claim that title. But if you have to get it like the wrong way, then you're not the best. Period. That's all it is. So you got to try to keep people out of the competition. You know you're not the best. A casino not far from me just unveiled a new dragon statue. Listen, X-Men did the same. The days of future past reminds me of Nebuchadnezzar. Gold everything, and Daniel told him about the file. Here we go. But all of this is connected back to Israel and that man that showed up 3 years ago. So the same year that we got on here, the same year that you all started prepping, the same year that that man came out, is the same year that all of the water systems, the animals start acting crazy, the fruits and vegetables started failing. In 3 years, this is when they've been making the plan for the to Project 2025 or whatever. In these 3 years to do everything that they're doing right now. They scrubbed everything about that man in Israel. Are you serious? No. Are you serious? I'll be right back. That's crazy. Cause he getting ready to come out. The one they doing toast with them right now, I didn't save anything either. Yes, I've been looking for months and couldn't find the articles. Yes, I've been. So think about how many Christians don't even know that he been here for 3 years. And now if they go try to look up stuff, they ain't going to be able to find nothing about him. Well, this is how people could be deceived because they wasn't paying attention and their eyes wasn't open the whole time. OMG. Right around the time when the real ID is going in. Right around the time when they about to cut food stamps and everything. Right around the time when they about to get the calves going and all of that. Oh. W. Wait a minute. W. We just gonna say I'm the W. This is definitely giving Matrix getting unplugged from their digital world vibes. Listen. W. O. I. U. What y'all think right now? W. O. I. U. What do y'all think right now? Tell me. W. O. I. U. What is going through y'all head right now? We is literally living in Left Behind right now. This is crazy. Then they played in our face with G20 and told us, oh yeah, we stole y'all money, don't even worry about it. And we let a person that kind of got an Australian accent come in and do it. And we took all of the world governments by a hostage. And then We are like really living in the Bible. Like this is for real. Like it ain't. Oh God. Well, it said the world was gonna be deceived. And I think about how many people follow things about the Pope and religious leaders and don't even know that they're doing magic spells and the symbols that they have are magic symbols. It's just interesting how this all is playing out. It's like I might watch Supernatural today. Maybe it's something in there I missed. But it's so crazy because Jack is here. Is he not? He went from a baby to full grown in like 7 hours or something, didn't he? He was only a kid for like a day or two. And it says in our OTP that he gonna be a boy, a grown man, or a man, a boy, and then back to an old man or something again. Remember, but they said the stripe and then his eye ain't gonna change. That's how you gonna know it's still him. This is real crazy. Did y'all hear about the whistleblower that came out last night and told how they went into the government agency and started clearing people from existing? No, but I did see that he got rid of the whatever it is that protects our money and our infrastructure and our like our grid. He got rid of that today. I did see that. So they just started unaliving people. Interesting. You mean like they did in Russia? I mean, excuse me, Germany and Russia? They just start killing people in government buildings and then radio stations and stuff. They trying to get rid of the schools and the churches and all of the food sources. Stay away from Indeed. They're telling people to come to job interviews, and they oh yeah, y'all know that's been going on though, right? Y'all know that that's not a new trick. Did y'all know that? That's not new. They've been doing that. They was on what was the orange job thing used to be called? What is it? It wasn't jobs.com. What did that used to be called that we all used to? It had the orange label that you. What was it called? No, not snag a job, nephew. You probably was about 12 or 13. It wasn't Monster Jobs. It was something else. Career Builder. They was doing that on Career Builder. They was doing that on Career Builder, babe. You go, they talk about receptionist position. You get in there, nigga. They ain't trying to, yeah, it's been a thing. They just moved to Indeed. For real. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. And they used to do that out the one at the employment section of the newspaper. This ain't nothing new. It's just being publicized. But baby, that's been the thing. Yours is glitching too. That's because we put all that information out about that man. So let's go. Before they get to acting stupid. Here we go. It might be the people. Um,
from Medicare and Medicaid has told states they will no longer approve any future federal funding for any in-home non-medical Medicaid services. Now, if you remember, the administrator of the Centers of Medicare and Medicaid is Dr. Oz. This will not only affect individuals on Medicaid who need these services, but it will also affect.
you got filtered and kicked off for saying Christian. Interesting. You said I looked at the news this morning in Louisiana. Next year, the American schools now is going to be from 6th to 12th grade. What does that mean? They all gonna be in one school. Like when Trump was in school, everybody was in one building until they start building real ones. Lord Jesus, that man wanted to go back to 1900 so bad.
Providers who provide these services. This is effective immediately, and these are services that are needed for individuals who are on Medicaid. And these services aren't traditionally covered by Medicaid. These are separate. Requires separate funding from the federal government. These are services like in-home housekeeping, services that elderly, disabled, individuals who are sick and on Medicaid need because they're stuck at home or there are things they can't physically do in their homes. Now, primarily, if you live in the following states, this will affect you. And if you're on Medicaid, obviously, this will affect you. The states are Arizona, California, Hawaii, Massachusetts, New York, North Carolina, Oregon, and Washington. Now, with the federal government no longer footing the bill for these services, these in-home services, the states have two choices. They can cut the programs where they won't exist for you anymore at all, or they can pick up the tab.
Anybody know any in-home medical assistants in any of those states? People that have built home healthcare businesses, non-medical home healthcare businesses in those states is basically if the people can't pay for it privately, they just lost their business. Which means people with elderly parents or disabled children, they will have to stay home and take care of them. Yep. And a lot of people that have non-medical businesses about to lose because most of them is Medicare or Medicare people. Mm-hmm. Just seen that yesterday. I said, well, who remembers us talking about this? Did you say yes we did because you already knew I was about to say it? Huh? We talked about the government not caring if you get the assistance you need and the medicine and the care. They're not going to care. It's like, oh, we don't got to worry about that. I said, you better get some stents and stuff and whatever else it is that you need as far as medical care in your house. You need to get all of the machines that you can. If they got them portable or whatever else, we've been talking about that because somebody came in and said they had the portable nebulizer 2 years ago. So basically, if you can't get the care, you don't get care for it. Exactly. Rika said, yeah, we already did. Yes, we did talk about it. But not before I could see it. Okay. We got one more. Let's see.
Kong's post office will. China. We have some big news right now. Hong Kong's post office will stop shipping small parcels to the United States because of Donald Trump's tariffs. Hong Kong has officially waded into the trade war. According to a new statement from the Hong Kong Post, it says that it will not collect tariffs on behalf of the United States. It will suspend accepting any non-airmail parcels containing goods destined for the United States. It said, quote, for sending items to the United States, the public in Hong Kong should be prepared to pay exorbitant and unreasonable fees due to the United States' unreasonable and bullying act.
If anybody has a Temu package, a package that you have had recently from overseas, a Shein package, please tell me which province your stuff comes from. These are the small packages that have to come through Hong Kong Post. I know you got it from Temu, but I'm saying where is the price? If you go, Shan just right. Look at the Yanuka asked for the third temple video. He told them to do the temple. Adine said, "Get your stuff now." Back then, before you can't get your stuff. Okay. Okay. Timu was in Hong Kong. Interesting. If you got any of if it shows you your shipping labels in your email or where it's coming from, you definitely want to look and see if it's coming from China. Yours is the Shenzhen province. Shenzhen province, where though? Shenzhen is where all the factories are. I do know that. And Gondahong, or however you say it, there too. But where? That province. It's all the little packages that we be buying. The little earrings, stuff like that. The little trinkety stuff that we buy. Right? So now think about this. China got on here and said, "We'll sell you everything for $1, $2, $3.52." And a lot of people went and put orders in. And then they turn around and said, "We ain't shipping nothing." Do you hear me? It's a lot of stuff. Pump and dump. And they got the money. Mhm. Let me ask y'all a question. Yours says China People's Republic. Okay. So it's a way that they mark things. Okay? It's a way that they mark things so that when it's coming into customs, it doesn't look like it's coming from a certain place. Does that make sense? That's like if I drove to Illinois, right? If I ship something to Illinois and then I had you ship it out of Illinois, it's gonna look like that package is coming from Illinois and not from Missouri, right? So I might take it to you, I'll package it, but then you'll package it in something else and ship it out from Illinois so it looks like it's coming from Illinois and not from a certain place, right? A lot of that happens there. You said we was just talking about this AM. Yeah, this is what they got to do. So there's stuff that might be coming from deep in China, but maybe that part is not, licensed for whatever and this, that, and the other. So then they ship it to a certain place where it's a whole thing. Anyway, just like y'all saw them trying to ship through India and all of these other places because there's still a trade agreement there. They've been doing that for a long time. DHL does their shipping hard to track. Exactly. Now you see what I'm saying. You don't know where it came from for real. That's the thing. I mean, it came from there, but it might they get to playing and doing stuff. This I know for sure. Right. So you have to think about it though. Again, a lot of American businesses count on those little bitty packages. Think about if you sell eyelashes. They said they only doing letters. Do you see what I'm saying? So think about if you buy you're not buying 10,000 packages. Say you buy 200 packages or 100 packages of lashes or even 50. That's small parcel. Something that could be delivered by the post office that's not a big box, small parcel. And the girls who sell hair, exactly, nephew. Now you go, yeah, right. Now you get where I'm going. I don't know. You do it for medical supplies too, exactly. So the people that have their medical supply companies, right? If you getting, cotton swabs or whatever, little whatever it is, that stuff you can have a stack of them that'll come in a box like this. It could be 2,000. But what that $30 box makes you by being a medical supply company is a lot of money because they tax for medical supplies, meaning they require more quantity and more money, more tariff money you have to pay. Exactly. And they just said they not shipping it. So how you going like hospital supplies all come from China. The company I work for gets their drill bits for their machines that comes from China. This. And they might come in a box like this. You know what I mean? It ain't no big. And they not ordering that many because you get 10,000. That's like the caps that you put on wires. Like to when they put the two wires together and twist them and then put that little wire cap on there that got the copper or silver or whatever it is on the inside of them for our oil changes and not oil changes, but when they working on cars and stuff, or even your house. Because a lot of your houses, when they wire in the house, them plastic caps, they got that metal piece on the inside so that it's working as a conductor or whatever it's called. Those come from there. The circuit kits and all of that stuff, they come from there. For your house, for your car, for your lights, for your that's where they come from. And those, like you said, can be shipped in small parcel. And if they say they're not shipping it, well, how are you gonna get it? You said my neighbor said there were 60 cars without parts here at the dealer. I believe because my son just was talking about it last night. He said, Mom, we're not going to be able to get no car parts. I see up, and that's why your mama just went on and got a bucket, because it's one in a pull-apart place somewhere. I can go get that. My uncles taught me you can go and get the whole lining system. You're going to have to take it apart, and then you can go get your light bulb and a bumper and a rim. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's probably a motor in the door. If they let the windows up and didn't let it rain in the car, yep, I can get me a motor. Yeah, give me a window motor out of there. Go get me some wires now, and I can strip them out of out of cord if I need to. You ain't saying my uncle didn't show me the words. You said you got to cut the tip off of this and peel this back. And these two will hook up to about anything. You hear me? I know a little bit. A front end, a bumper. I'm trying to tell you. This is why I told my daughter keep her old car. I'm trying to tell you. You said, come on, rollerblade and bicycle. Don't fail me now or in the future. This. You said, hey, I can pull an engine if you need help. This part. I used to be outside. We called him Sanford. What is you doing? I'm about to pull this motor out of here. I got to go on and get this. Oh, okay. So what you doing? Well, what is that? That's the intake valve. Well, what is that? Oh, okay. That's what pull the air into the engine so we don't. Oh, okay. Okay. Help me understand around here. You see what I'm saying? Okay. Okay, so that's the tie rod and that man. Okay, and so then that's the structure. Okay, so if that's bent, that's what I'm hearing. Okay. Okay, we ain't. Listen. Who about to be out here bad? I figured out now. I think give me a bobby pin for this carburetor, please. This part. This part. This. And that's how they talk with the cigarette in their mouth, dude. And he used to be drunk. Rest his soul. He just died a couple years ago. That was my nigga though. That's the uncle that I told y'all that he looked like he was homeless. But this nigga can do calculus and trigonometry and all of this stuff in his head. Like the hardest math, like he could have went to Harvard and he was like, I didn't want to. And he got on drugs and he just was a regular, like, hood car person. They used to be drunk. But smartest nigga on the, I'm talking about, you'd be like, well, how did you even do that equation in your mind with the all of that, all of the maths that's real hard? I don't even know them all. But them, rattle off to you while he working on a motor. And you like, how did you know that? Craig, being a genius is its own demon. This part. Yep. Yep. That's my uncle, man. Looking at him, baby, you would be like, he's a little scary looking. I'm serious. His hair used to be matted down with oil and dirt. Like, he didn't have no teeth. He would smile with you and be, that's the one I told you. I said, yeah, Unc, all these niggas is on me. He said, because you pregnant, stupid. And kept on driving. I just go and drop me off. I'll get out right here. He said they can't get you pregnant, of course. I said, oh. Y'all, when I tell y'all I was hurt. And he dropped me off at the corner because we live right around the corner. I waddled my tail right on across the street. I said, wait. He didn't bat an eye either and pulled off in his dually truck like, oh, okay. Yeah, just so you know, don't think it's nothing special. Niggas, you can't, yeah. That's it. And y'all wonder why I'm so rash. Look at the uncles that I had. And you bet not start crying. I just told you, oh, you can't take the truth. You want me to lie to you? Well, that's what they want. I'm talking about, no. I don't want no parts of it. The realtor, I'm trying to tell you. Hey, my uncles, baby, they are not for the weak. And mind you, he wasn't even a blood uncle. He was married to my auntie. Of course, I was born, he was my uncle, that was her husband, but they didn't have no kids together. And I asked him one time, I said, you didn't want no kids? He said, I got some twins, but when their mama was pregnant, I kept shooting her up with that boy trying to unalive him. I said, mind you, I'm pregnant. This is all in the same conversation. I said, you did what? He said, they lived though. I can tell the story. He did. He tried to make his baby mama OD so she would lose the twins, and it didn't work, and they lived. I said, this man is in the 70s. No joke. He didn't have no filter. Do you hear me? He didn't have no filter at all. I said, well, damn, Lord, that's crazy. You said, woo, Lord, why are we getting deep with love? I'm trying to tell y'all. That's why I can't do the soft stuff. This is the kind of people the Lord had me around young. So when people like, oh, well, I can't do it. The drunk uncle who liked to fish. That's my dog. That's my dog. Listen, trying to tell you can't make it up. This nigga was wild. He was till the day he died. Sure was, and wasn't gonna hold back nothing. I be trying to tell y'all. And that's why I can't. I don't know. I see the world like it is because I ain't had no choice but to see it like it is. Yeah, yeah. This is my uncle. I'm trying to tell you all of that. I always was working on somebody's house, working on somebody's car, all of it. Telling them how to scheme the bank out some money, everything. He always had a hustle. Always. He had a junkyard in the back of his house too. It's crazy. Anyway, back to where I don't know how we got over there, but yeah, it's real. It's a real thing. Folks be geniuses, and Lord, I'm not gonna be repeating myself to folks. Okay, here we go. Back to class.
Continue accepting mail that is only documents, but essentially all small parcels will have halted shipment to the United States for an indefinite period of time, likely as long as these sanctions, these tariffs are in effect for. And now Hong Kong is in the middle of China and the United States' ongoing trade war. So buckle up, folks. I'll do a full breakdown on my Substack this evening, so subscribe for free at the link in my bio. Spread the word and follow along to stay up to date on all the news you need to know about more to come.
You say, have you ever been going about your day and you see something and say to yourself, I know they better stop playing with us. Listen. Yeah. Yeah. So it's a lot. Okay, here we go.
Major breaking news we've had. CVEs will no longer exist today. That is the database for all security of every internet system we use, our banks, everything. Doge cut the funding. We will no longer have any. You want to hear the most scary major breaking news we've had? CVEs will no longer exist today. That is the database for all security of every internet system we use, our banks, everything. Doge cut the funding. We will no longer have any security for our data, for our bank accounts, for our power grids. Nothing, folks. This is a fact. No one's talking about it. Not Aaron Parnes, not Midas Touch. This is the largest national security breach we've had in my lifetime, probably in anyone's lifetime as far as the internet goes. That is scary. All should be tried for treason.
Miss James, MSZJAMEZ. Ms. James, MSZJAMEZ. I'm going to play that again. Listen to what she said.
You want to hear the most scary major breaking news we've had? CVEs will no longer exist today. That is the database for all security of every internet system we use, our banks, everything. Doge cut the funding. We will no longer have any security for our data, for our bank accounts, for our power grids. Nothing, folks. This is a fact.
Who do you think they did that for?
Not Aaron Parnes.
For our grid system? For our banking system? Y'all remember me telling y'all that old boy back in the 30s, how he did to people? He took all their money, all their goods, all the good stuff, and they used it to fund the World War. They forced officials into their service, or they died. Serve or die. Cyber attack is coming soon. You already know it. To drain all the banks of the money, the rest of it. Because Americans, it's funny that happens right after Americans start saying we not spending no money. That's why he trying to get rid of the is it the FCC? No, that's the communications. The I can't think of what it's called. The people for the what is it called? Is it the FCC? The five people for the money or whatever. I can't think of their name right now, but y'all know who I'm talking about. The people that for the consumer care, whatever, blah blah blah. Those folks, yes. He's trying to get rid of FDIC, but he's also trying to get rid of some. It's not just it's the FDIC, but it's also the it's a consumer something act or something. He's trying to get rid of something that protects us from, I know the FDIC, but there's like some kind of legislative thing that basically that the banks can't charge you all of that. It might be the CFAB. I can't remember. I just told you I don't remember. But whichever one it is, you know how like we can dispute stuff, we can do this, we can do that. If somebody sell you something and it's not, you can get the bank to give you your money back. All of those different protections that we have as consumers, he's getting rid of everything. And now they getting ready to now our stuff is wide open. Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember exactly. I know he's getting rid of the FDIC, but there was something else and I don't know which one it is. It's the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Okay. Okay. Whichever one those is, he's trying to get. Okay, so it is the CFPB. Okay, I knew it was one of them, but I knew it wasn't the FDIC part of it and the Consumer Act. That's what. Yeah. Okay, so I knew it wasn't that, but I knew it was one of them, and I know he was trying to get rid of one of the acts. So right, we talked about it, having just in case change, and the FTC is the Federal Trade Commission, right? So whatever it is, just look for it. But again, understand this is why it was important for us to get everything we could because God told us no parcel was going to be moving. And we used those exact words, did we not? I literally said to y'all, there will be no parcel moving. In the beginning of this, we talked about it. Parcel was the word that I used. Then I just started saying, ain't nothing gonna be moving. But parcel is what I used. Several times. And now parcel is not gonna be moving from a lot of places. China ain't getting beef from us. That's parcel. They not getting flour, this or that, all of those things. We won't be getting any from there. That's no parcel moving, which is going to, our whole supply and demand chain is obliterated. Because 90% of the stuff we get that we consume every day come from China. Or another country that he didn't offended. So there won't be no beef moving. There won't be no eggs moving. Did y'all see that? That's the other video I wanted to show y'all.
China is firing in all directions, like selling U.S. bonds. They're also called U.S. treasuries. A bond, as you would know,
well, I'm gonna reshare that one. I'll repost that.
China owns U.S.
It says that China owns $760 billion of our bonds, and they about to sell them. They about to sell them.
Hey, this is Brett from Midas Touch. If you see this, this is my personal account. I've got something important to share with you. I'll be quick.
That's not it. Is this it? Oh.
A whistleblower complaint. Okay, we have some major breaking news happening right now. A whistleblower complaint says that the Elon Musk's team of technologists at Doge may have been responsible for a significant cybersecurity breach containing a multitude of sensitive case files. This complaint was addressed to the Republican Senate Intelligence Committee led by Chairman Tom Cotton and his Democratic counterpart Mark Warner earlier today, and it relies on the testimony of Daniel Baroulis, who is an information technology staffer at the National Labor Relations Board. In an affidavit, Baroulis says that he has evidence that that Doge staffers were given extraordinarily sweeping access to his team's systems, which houses sensitive case files. In the beginning in early March, the logging in protocols that were created to audit users appeared to have been tampered with. There had also been attempted logins from an IP address in Russia, and he claims that he detected the removal of around 10 gigabytes worth of data from his team's network. What's even worse is that he says that an effort by him and his colleagues to formally investigate and alert the cybersecurity agency was disrupted by higher-ups without explanation, and he even received a threatening note taped to the door of his home with photos of him walking in his neighborhood taken via drone. At the time this video has been posted, no spokesperson from Musk's team have come forward to address the allegations publicly, but I'll keep you in the loop.
You said this is what you was talking about that came out last night? Well, I seen it yesterday. I didn't know because I didn't get on here last night. But yeah. Or not yesterday. I saw either first thing this morning. No, it was yesterday because today the 16th. Yep. So, again, now that they done took the CVEs off and they can have power to our infrastructure or to our grid system, and this happened in March, what y'all think about to pop off? Tell me.
I literally drove my car to.
Huh? What y'all think? It's another. Hold on. Huh? I hope it's not on my iPad. Well, I'm gonna just tell y'all, so because I don't know where it is. So I thought I recorded a video, or it might be on here, where they was talking about Trump and the eggs. Did y'all know that the eggs that's being imported over here from wherever the eggs that Trump is importing they was only used for dog food? They said the quality of eggs that they're getting from Turkey, I think India, and one other place, they said that prior to now, though America only bought those eggs to make dog food because of the quality of the eggs, and those are the eggs that they're selling us in the store right now. I saw this yesterday. I think I might have recorded it on my iPad because it's looking like it's not in here. You heard that? Yep, the eggs they giving us now is the ones that they use to make dog food. Yep. They said the quality of the eggs. He said, so I wouldn't be, you heard it on a podcast? Okay. He literally said that he wouldn't be surprised if it messes up our food chain. Because a lot of stuff we eat is made with eggs. Bread, this, that, and the other, blase, skip. Yep. He said, so y'all went and voted for him. And he literally is giving y'all eggs, the quality of eggs that's used to make dog food. Everybody folks have been saying there's something going on with the eggs. You said you only buy your eggs from local farmers markets. Okay. Yep. I'm thinking I recorded it on here because I can't find it on here. Give me 1 second. Let me run to the bathroom and maybe I can find it. All right, y'all. I'm still looking for it, but I forgot I wanted to share this one with y'all too, because I had a couple of them that I found. You said I just keep saying to myself over and over, God is still on the throne. Yes, but these are things that He said was gonna happen too. Mexico has eggs a lot. They can be kept out on the counter, no refrigeration needed. Hope they help us. Girl, he's talking about making war against them. So listen to this.
I'm going to say the quiet part out loud. You should assume that the government is monitoring your communications.
Mind you, this was 3 days ago. This is 3 days ago. Okay? Other countries refrigerate their eggs too. Not all of them, but there's other ones that do. But yeah, most of them. But you got to think about this: what the chicken is being fed, the conditions that the chicken is living in. This is how certain stuff gets into our eggs. And certain things in other countries are not regulated like they regulated over here. Their immune systems are used to eating that. Ours are not. There's certain bacteria and immune defenses that their body has built up because they've been eating them their whole life. Most of us are used to a certain type of egg, or with certain proteins and whatever else. All of that stuff goes into that. You know what I mean? So even if the quality of the egg isn't as bad as they say, how that egg got here and what conditions it was in before it got to us is a deal. But here we go. Listen.
Not just, as it was during the Edward Snowden era, but with the vast technology and capabilities of artificial intelligence, of AI, with machine learning that is capable of scanning, identifying behaviors, identifying patterns. This app or something like Snapchat, they know things about you. You know what I'm talking about. They know things about you that sometimes you just pick up on, right? They figure out what kind of person you are. They figure out who your community is. So now imagine the government has that capability backed by.
The apps on your phone can figure out who your community is. Did we talk about that? Did we?
Billions of dollars worth of artificial intelligence and several big companies that can't wait to get into that business. The capability to use this information. You think that you can make little cute cat pictures on your phones, little dancing little chickens on your phones, and that's cute with AI. Large language models taking this information about where you are, when you are, what you are doing, how fast your car is going, what the scrape on the back of your bumper looks like, all integrated into a vast surveillance network. You should assume that you are always under surveillance. You should look up flock surveillance cameras. I bet you there are some in your community. Using AI and technologies to not only scan your license plate, but to see what your car looks like if you take your license plate off. Oh, you drive a little Chevy that's yellow. That's cute. It has a little paint chip on the back. You took your license plate off, didn't you? Okay, well, it's still you. We know, thanks. But you should assume that massive industrial grade artificial intelligence is used to really understand everything about you. When you combine that with, I don't know, maybe the fact that one of the world's wealthiest billionaires got access to some unprecedented amounts of data about you, you should assume that. I'm going to say the quiet part out loud. You should assume.
Rika, the birds ain't the birds. A little birdie told me. I gotta find this dude.
I've had enough. I'm not following your goddamn.
Man, I hope they didn't take this man video down. Hold on, y'all. Because y'all got to hear what this man said. When I saw it, I could have swore. I don't want to swear, but y'all know. Yeah, please let me find it. They might have took it down. Because he was kind of like a grungy looking white guy. They probably took it down. Dang. Something told me to record it and I didn't.
I'm gonna show y'all something here in Florida.
Or maybe I'm getting close. Hold on. That's crazy. Well, I was gonna try to show y'all, and he was going off. He was like, he was like, Donald Trump doesn't even think you're as good as a dog, is what he said.
Here are the latest, folks.
I was like, dang, that's crazy. He was like, he's literally serving us the eggs that that go in dog food. That's the eggs he giving us. And it's not on here. I don't know where it is. Anyway, that's what he said. And I was like, that's crazy. They was talking about because of the egg shortage, blah, blah, blah. He's selling us eggs from wherever that are used in dog food. I said, this is so crazy. I do think it's crazy that the eggs is the big deal, and God told us it was going to be the eggs. Eggs. You know? Hearing some of these things, especially that they're monitoring every single thing that we do and charging $10 a dozen for crap. Exactly. Now, do y'all understand why I said it's going to be very important to speak without giving away every single thing? They just going to have to know. This also ties into what I told y'all about when y'all started buying all that survival stuff. They was paying attention. This is why I was saying at first, buy with cash. Remember, I was like, if you can get it in cash and buy with cash, do that until you can't buy with cash no more. You remember? Because they're going to be tracking how much you buy. Then me and Queen just talked about yesterday that when you go into Walmart, you can spend cash and they still gonna give you a receipt with your name on it and ask you if you want your receipt emailed to your email, but you use cash. So they should not even know who you are. We don't even understand how serious this is. But they catch you on cameras on the register, so you are already photo identified. I get it, but I'm just saying, it should be, because you identifying my face, but I'm saying, what if I go in with a hat and glasses and all of that? Cover my whole face so you can't see. Put a mask on. It's still going to give me a receipt because it's reading my phone or the RFID chips in my clothes. Who remembers on Disney when they wanted to find somebody that they would put a tracking spell on them? Even in one of the shows we just watched, I think one of the Aes Sedai or something, they can follow the what's the name in one of the shows we just watched. We didn't watch in the last 2 years. They could trace the person by the tracking spell they put on them, and the magic would show up and it would tell them which way to go. I had a hat and mask and paid for cash, and they emailed me to confirm I was just there. Okay. They using 30,000 real ones at the Ishtar Shindig at the Pope House. Interesting. Oh yeah. Yeah. I saw that. For them to roll around on the ground and whatnot. 30,000 free eggs to people that could really use them. It's crazy. That need them. Oh, I know. I saw. Yeah. But honestly, y'all, we 3 years in. Every day is something else. What do y'all, I mean, how does, I don't want to say how does it make you feel, because I kind of know. But, like, what are y'all thinking right now? I never told Alexa my name. Why she said, good morning, Sean. Didn't y'all, somebody just say that they asked AI or GPT chat or something about who they were, and they said they was a disembodied spirit? Right? Y'all said they was disembodied spirits, then y'all. Okay. Well, Poltergeist showed us that spirits can speak from the other side through devices. Wizards of Waverly Place. This, if it's connected to a device, it knows your name. Interesting. I don't got no Alexa. I got Siri though. And OK Google, which is basically the same dang thing. We've been tricked.
Okay.
They said there's a way to go in there and turn off the voice assistant, but you won't have access to a lot of stuff. So you can go in and turn it off. Me either, but I do. Well, I just found out the other day you can go in and turn it off, and so they can't track you. And they, because the man said they're literally listening to you always. That's exactly what. Which makes sense because this, like, say for instance, this iPad is in here, right? When I come in the room and come around here, it clicks on. Do y'all iPads do that? Before I can touch it, if it's sitting up here, this green one do it too. Y'all ain't never peeped that? Your iPad can, like, a lot of times when I come, and mind you, I don't take this one down. It's that whichever one is right here, I don't take it down. There are times when I walk in here, I ain't touched nothing. And it used to do it when it was connected to this monitor right here. Your phone does it. Your screen can be black like this. You'll walk in the room and it'll light up. Your TV do it too. How when I ain't push no buttons? I turned off Siri on my devices, and Siri said, I'm not listening without your permission. Your TV do it. It'll start scrolling or bring up like you just got a notification or something. No, they watching you. Your phone and your iPad. Now AI is called Gemini. Interesting. Yep, I noticed that because I'm not an iPad person. So when it started happening, I was freaking out. I thought it was just because it was connected to this, but this Dell computer, this Dell monitor does it too. This Dell monitor does it'll click on as soon as I come in here, it'll click on by itself and start moving. It was doing that's why I disconnected it from everything. Because it used to be connected to one of these iPads and it would just click on as soon as I come in here, like it's interesting. There's a distortion on calls. Yep. It's true. They be trying to make me use Gemini, constantly bringing it up. Interesting. It reads the frequencies around it. Exactly is what I'm thinking. That. Because how do you know I'm in here and I haven't touched you yet? Like, I can be walking around this desk and it'll pop on. My Alexa talks and answers me when I do not address her. Interesting. See if y'all they keep changing demons. It was Bixby before that. Interesting. Y'all, do it make you have a tickle in your stomach now that you really realize what's going on around us? And how we really have been misled this whole time into thinking that technology wasn't magic? And that entities that we can't see can interact with us. We've been told, oh, it doesn't happen all the time, and literally we do it every day. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Every day. Do you think that this is a part of they have eyes but they don't see? And they have ears but they don't hear? How have we walked around 45 years? And now I knew some stuff was demonic because I've studied magic because I wanted to understand, because I had witches in my family. Not studied magic to do it, but studied to understand how they be, why they do this, basically. But think about that. The mascots at our schools, the logos on all of, do you understand why God is mad? He put all this information around us and we choose to be blind. We choose to be ignorant. But the people that say they worship God, I always talk about how wise. Are we really wise? Because we only know scripture. We don't know nothing else. If studying the things that we're studying right now don't teach you that, weren't they saying that Alexa will be listening to all your conversations to see if they can pick up on anomalies in conversations? I don't know. But think about this, right? We hooping and hollering and talking about we got the gift of discernment, but how many of us use magic tools every day and we didn't even know? How many of us didn't know that the symbols on our clothes are sigils for devils? The sigils on our shoes, the sigils on our bags that we didn't work ourselves to death for, or our car. Like, do you understand why the devil is winning? Because he's out in plain sight and Christians don't even know what he look like. We think if a person got black makeup on and all of this, that they the devil person. And the whole time, it's our bosses, it's the judges, because we don't think to look up the symbols of the pins that be on their lapels, or the words that they're saying, or different things like that. We don't even pay no attention. Where they put their money, what charities they put their money into. Does that charity have any scandals or any? We don't. We go on how a person look. Go look up all the Google patents they have on collecting bioinformation using cellular devices. Your heart rate. Your phone can tell you your heart rate, can it not? They know, like when somebody done been in a shooting, especially if you got an Apple Watch on. Oh, I wasn't there. Well, the Apple Watch is tracking you, but why was your heart beating so fast? What were you doing? We noticed that the same heart rate you had beat per minute when you're working out at the gym, because we have you at that location. Witnesses said they saw you running from here, and we get from your Apple data, location data, and this and the other, that your heart was beating real fast. What was you doing? And I told y'all, when I was selling watches prior to them getting theirs, I could track kids within 6 feet of where they were in 2013, and out of the country, because I had international SIM cards. So it wasn't just America. Within 6 feet. That's what my watch phones was doing for kids. 6 feet. Within 6 feet of where that kid was, we would be able to track them. Well, that was in 2013. It's 2025. No joke. Overseas and everything. Because the whole reason I started my phone watch business was to keep kids from getting snatched and trafficked. That was my whole point of that. Protect your children. So what y'all think they got now? And I was getting them from China, the watches. This is why when we go off grid or whatever we doing, we're not gonna be able to bring our phones, and we're gonna have to probably leave our cars at a certain place because our tags have RFID chips in them. That's how they can use tag readers. Our engines have chips in them. This is how OnStar and all of that stuff works. So after a while, we gonna be on foot unless we got horses, and they chip them too. Jesus said we have to be reborn again. I think reborn again is what we just went through for the last 3 years. Interesting. Bill Gates. One said he keeps all the cameras on his devices covered because they're always watching. Yeah. And now the IDs. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So think about this. How many of y'all dogs is chipped? And your dog is registered to your address, your phone number, and your name? I'll be right back. You don't gotta get the chip. You already gave it to your dog, and they know you're not gonna leave your dog. I would be trying to get them unchipped. saw another video about Walmart, how they let you steal so much until it's a felony. And we talked about them tracking all of the stuff that leave they store. They know exactly where it is. Just confirmed that again. She about to be like the Terminator. Uh-oh. The ones wanted to put a chip on your child's tooth, like they chip your pets. Interesting. I haven't had my dog for over a year versus my kids for almost 30 years. Guess who's going first? Well, I mean, I don't know if you can get the dog, get it removed, but then you don't have to get rid of your dog because they are a safety measure as well. Yeah, they know exactly where they stuck. But I told y'all, when I started my clothing company years ago, I found out about all this stuff. It was like 2011 and 12. When Macy's and Walmart, they was experimenting. I have the newspaper clipping somewhere. It's probably in here. But I still have the newspaper clipping of it. Not newspaper, but you know, like I printed it out. And it was saying RFID. It was talking about Marshalls, Goldman Sachs, all those high-end stores, and then other Sears, because JCPenney's and stuff was still around then. They was talking about how they chart their inventory, and it's because of the little bitty RFID chips. They know exactly how their theft and everything. They know exactly where their stuff went. This was in 11 and 12. That's all right, though. He gonna let you know when somebody coming. He don't gotta be one of you is, mama. He just there to let you know somebody else is here too. I've been thinking about getting me a dog, but I want to. But I got too much stuff in here, and he boo-boo in my stuff or anything. Pee on one of my books. Like, I don't know. I might go ballistic, so I just been thinking no. Because the size of dog I have that I want ain't nothing but about this big. You know, I don't even know if he going to be able to bark loud enough to wake me up. Because it is just me. So, I know we haven't been in the Bible or reading, right? But current events, and I'm not saying that supersedes the Bible. It doesn't. But I think we have a lot to unpack right now. It's giving Pink Panther a woof. That part. That part, Mari, listen, because... Listen. I had bought a 5-subject notebook from Walmart last year, and there was a tiny bump under the label hidden behind the flap. I pulled it back, and there was a sticker. I looked up the code, and it was a chip. Like this. Baby, when I saw they could put them in here, I said, now wait a dang minute. Y'all know this is a Victoria's Secret thing. It showed it. They got RFID on there, too. And they can listen, even though this ain't plugged up to nothing. The circuit is there. Okay. If they can put it in this, they can definitely put it in a shirt. Some drawers. Everything. And it literally says RFID on there. Yep. So you gotta think about it. If they can put it in this, sheesh, I took a picture of it and threw the sticker right in the trash. Interesting. Yep. Food, everything. Yep. I feel like being a dog mom is not for the weak. Little angels with horns. Listen, I had a dog before. A few of them. I did. My kids did. But I end up being the caretaker of the animal. And so, you see, I don't have a dog now, but, amen. I mean, but the world is ending, so I might have to get one, because, come on, Scruffy. Go get him. Who is it? Is somebody out there, girl? Tell me. I might have to get one. I don't know. It it won't be nothing. I don't know. We'll see. Because Scruffy might have to keep me alert. You know, I don't know. I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about it. But, so, I'm not going to keep you all. I'm going to get up and get some food. And we'll probably talk later. I might just come right back. I don't know, y'all, because sometimes when I get up here, I get phone calls and stuff. So then I don't get to get back immediately. But I do want to say, again, I'm proud of all of you for listening to the Holy Spirit and letting God guide you and lead you to what you should do. I do think, like how the saints used to say all the time, we living in perilous times. Well, we really living in perilous times right now. We are living in lawlessness. We are living in a time of hate, bitterness, envy, jealousy. It's a number of spirits that are running. You said glasses can have chips. Okay. Yeah, because they got cameras and all kind of stuff on them now. But we living in a time that is not going to be nice to people like us. Michael sent me a thing about 60 Christians in an African country that were killed because they believe in God. I just saw another video. I'm not getting. I mean, you can get what you want to get. I don't know. I can't say. I'm not going anywhere. If I'm gonna die here, I'm gonna die here. Because everybody about to die. I'm gonna just die here. That's my preference. You can die in another country if you want to. I'm gonna be right here. And that's where I came from. This is where I'm gonna go back to the dirt. Not Missouri, but you know, the United States. I mean, I'm going. I know these streets better than this. Me though. Some people are getting ready to leave, but it said it's gonna happen everywhere. So I'm gonna just stay where I know. I'm gonna stick to the rivers and the lakes that I'm used to. I know the laws, well, the old laws. I don't know about these new ones, but the old ones, I know the laws, you know, stuff like that. So I'm going to just stay where I know. I know how to get from California to wherever, this place to that place. I didn't have to be up and down these United States streets for a long time traveling. You hear me? So, you know? Yeah, I can't tell nobody what to do or not to do, but for my own self, I don't want to be stuck in a country where I don't speak the language. I don't really know nobody. Like, I'd rather be in turmoil in a place where I know, like the States, I know, you know, certain things that I can't. That's just me though. Folks trying to run, but it's gonna be everywhere. So, where'd you run into? Really nowhere. You ain't really running nowhere. I know where to go and where not to go. This. Yeah. We will see you turn into Davy Crockett and Crocodile Dundee. I'm trying to tell you, this is a thing. We are really living in some crazy times. And I'm not saying that to stress nobody out because we talk about it, but it definitely is different. You make sense. Can't be in an unknown territory in the middle of panic. Baby, could you imagine? And then think about how people be trying to get home to their family and you stuck over there. You can't go. Hello? So what's going on where you guys are? I mean, and that can still happen in this. Right. You will stand out. And that can still happen in the States. But at least you can do like the little boy on War of the Worlds and try to make it home. Hop a ride here, there, and everywhere if you have to. You know, that's my thinking. Especially if you can't speak. Exactly. And then the fact that people hate Americans right now too, and it's only going to get worse. No. I'ma just stay over here. I know it's about to be bad everywhere, so I don't feel bad about not leaving because it's about to be bad everywhere. Christians is going to be martyred everywhere because it said the world was going to hate us. No matter, he said the people on the islands is going to flee to the mainland and the people on the mainland is going to flee to the islands. So then you already told me they about to be bumping heads, so I'm going to just sit put. I'm going to just sit tight. Where I'm going, if the folks from the islands is coming over here and the folks from the mainland is gonna go over there, but God said it's gonna be everywhere, what's the point? That's just me. For real. If it's gonna be everywhere, you would think you would stay where you know how to go and move before you be in a lion's den somewhere. Like I don't. And Marjoribo from Russia. You said I'm Marjoribo from Russia. Oh, you out of here, nephew? Mari said, yeah, I'm going to go. Listen, it was bad for Sweet Tooth whether he stayed home or not. This. I mean, we might have to keep it moving, but at least here I know where to keep it moving too. How you gonna read the signs and ain't no cell phone? Say you in another country and all of their street signs are in their language and ain't no cell phone to decipher it. How you even know where you going? That's just me now. I can't speak for nobody else. I'm not telling nobody what to do. You do what's best for you. But baby, for me, I'ma stay. I'll be in the homegrown place. Cause this is different from people like, oh well, the that's why you learn the basics now and then the rest will come in handy. Oh, you talking about for another language? Nephew, I ain't going nowhere. I'm not. I know there might be other people that are, but I'm not. I won't be going anywhere. Yeah, I got it. I'll be right here. I'm cool. I'm trying to tell you. I did not. This is stuff I thought about way before y'all. Yeah. I mean, because I've traveled the United States enough, back roads and this, that, and the other, different places, been lost in certain spots. I'm like, oh, this is a good. Remember the Hispanic lady and the dude in the car from Leave the World Behind? Exactly. I do. I do. I do. I get it. I think it's important, right? But I'm gonna be right here. I ain't either, but it would be nice to learn. Right. I'm not against learning a new language because we never know. I mean, we got people here that are, they speak other languages. So I get it. But as far as me leaving the United States, I won't be doing that. We'll figure it out. Draw a damn picture here. Listen, and I'm learning sign language. I am learning my second language. I'm learning to speak quietly. That's my second language. Y'all got me together. I'm learning sign language. So I don't even got to make no sound when I'm talking. That's what I'm on. That is the second language. So I'm learning another. I am, nephew. I've been working on my stuff. But like from another country, no. But I've been working on my ASL. Nope, not. Listen. Yeah. Yeah. This is the thing, right? We already gonna have to run. We know this. It's just where you gonna run to. Where you decide to spend your last days. That's why I said I can't tell y'all what y'all. But for me, I'm gonna be here. And if they get me, they get me. I'm glad I took sign language in high school. Yeah. Yeah, it's a real thing. You know what I'm saying? Because then you don't have to talk. You don't have to make no sound. That what voice recognition, and I'm using my hands. The oracle never had to leave because she was always home. Listen, this is my thing. I don't know what God is getting ready to do. I don't know how it's going to happen. I just pray that he didn't, I don't know. It be a little of both. You know what I mean? Because it's like, dang, we really going to have to leave. We really going to have to, whatever. But that's why I've been trying to enjoy all of the things that I have just in my home right now before they start rounding up people or whatever else. You know what I mean? God said, run to the mountains, and I know my Pennsylvania mountains exactly. That's what I'm saying. I know we're going to have to move around, but I need to know the terrain. That's just me. I'm not, I don't know. But I want to at least know where I am. That's just for me. I'm not telling nobody what to do. I know a lot of people got their passports, and if God is telling you to go, do it. Don't let me. I'm not trying to influence nobody to go one way or the other. I'm just telling y'all what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be right here. This probably be my final resting place. This place I'm at. My oldest daughter got on me and said, "Why have all my other daughters staying with me? They passed 18." Right. Yep. 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 I'm 4 hours from some of my kids, and about 20 hours from the other one. But I like I said, y'all, I don't know. I can't say I know exactly how everything is gonna happen, but I have been trying to prepare my mind for what's coming. And I try to keep y'all informed, and I know y'all try to keep me informed so we can inform the community about what's happening. And again, a lot of Christians have absolutely no idea that all of these things that we talked about are happening, and that these folks want the end of the world. And it makes sense, because we'll just say that 2027 is the end. Like the end, we'll say God gives us to the end of 2027. That's where we at. This will be where we are. We'll say that 2027 is the year, right? That's the end of the 7 years of tribulation. We already halfway through this year. And for Trump to say 3 years, let's say that the 3 years started, I don't know, whenever. We are further along, whether we're just getting into the second half or already into the second half, we in the second half. Which means we have a little less than 3 years, or right at three years before this shake, rattle, and roll. It's not that long. The way they be tracking is like a crime, serious person of interest. Yeah. I mean, and we know at some time we're gonna have to give up our life, but I'm just saying, enjoy what you can while you can. Not go wilding out. Don't get no more sins on your stuff if you can avoid it. He said he's the last president that to reign in the language. Yep. So I love y'all. I don't really have that much to do, I think. And yeah, I don't know. That's it. I just been trying to, because I know it's a lot coming, and I just been trying to enjoy like what I see. Has anyone else not been sleeping well? The last time I felt like this was 9/11. My sleep, like I've been sleeping good, but I wake up and my neck and stuff is tight. So like I can feel tension here. I've been trying to stretch it out, but I do have tension in my shoulders and stuff, which has been like I'm waking up in the night, kind of like, you know how you wake up, look around, and then go back to sleep, and it's not all the way through. So I did that last night twice, for sure. I remember doing that, but I don't know. That's why I ain't been trying to be on here all day and whatever else. Same auntie. I don't know what that's about. Yeah, I've been trying to stretch, nephew. Yeah. Yep, I've been trying to stretch and make sure, and that's why I said, like, we getting on here and we're giving the information, and I know you all are still reading, and I'm still researching and doing all of that, but we kind of got to handle what's going on right now, too. I've been sleeping, but not all the way through the night. Yep. So, don't overload yourself. That's why, too, like, y'all, when I get off here, I don't stay on TikTok. I might be on there on and off throughout the evening, but I'm not just on there for 7 straight hours no more. Hey, Pumpkin, I'm not doing that. I don't want to be overloaded because I need to be able to hear. And just looking and swiping and swiping and swiping and swiping and swiping. Your brain is still processing those images after you go to sleep. So that's another reason why I haven't been on the internet that much, because I need my mind to shut off when I go to sleep so that I can be, and God has been letting me get up earlier too. And I've been getting those 2 hours of time to just kind of talk to him and listen to what he got to say. You know what I'm saying? You said I'm reading and teaching the book of Revelations. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. I've been, like I said, I've been trying to just, because it's getting crazy. I said, Dad, okay, this is going a lot faster than I thought. So, I knew it was going to happen fast. I just didn't know it was going to be this intense. So, I've been just trying to make sure that I can hear, not overload myself, not let the devil get me all in a frenzy. And the only way to do that is to sit still for a minute. And so that's what I've been doing, you know. I've been talking to my kids and talking, because one of my daughters, she just told me that you my best friend, that's why I call you 100 times a day. Girl, yeah, I haven't been on the internet either to rest my mind right. Like, I'll get on there and look for Aaron Parnay, see if there's anything that we know, and a couple other people. But as for just being on there and being on there and being on there, Now, would the app be open on my phone or my iPad? Yeah, it'll be open. But I'm doing something else. Whether it be watching a movie or just trying to relax and not go so hard, because we in it now. I don't want to be worn out. Mentally, physically, or emotionally. I don't want to be worn down, because we're going to need all of that mental strength, emotional strength, and physical strength. You know what I'm saying? And when you are scatterbrained and all over the place, you don't make good decisions. So there's a lot of things. And that's what, y'all know, that's his plan, right? To keep people overstimulated in their minds so that they're not really understanding what's going on, because they being hit so quick. They don't got time to think, and it's another thing, and so then it's just this pile up. So that's why I've been getting off the internet. I've been just walking around my house. I go outside and sit outside for 2 hours. Sometimes I read, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'm just looking at the trees, at the cars, at the people walking. I just want to see what I've been ignoring this whole time, because in a minute we're not gonna see nobody. The Bible tells us the human race gonna be scarce. It ain't gonna be no animals. The birds gonna be dead because the air is too toxic. All these different things. So I'm trying to just enjoy it. And even if I don't leave my house, just looking outside. I'm learning how to grow my vegetables. So I've been doing that, talking to my plants, gave them names. I named them after both of my grandmas. So just trying to figure out what I need to be doing that's gonna, yeah, I just, keep my mind stayed on our dad and not too much chaos. So we'll probably have our normal class maybe this evening. I can't say what time, but it's kind of early, so we'll see how this going in. Maybe we can read something or do a scavenger hunt or something. Y'all okay with that? Yeah. Okay. All right. So let me see how this day go, and then we'll see what we're gonna do later. But other than that, like, do a puzzle or something. I love you too, nephew. Do a puzzle, read something, get your favorite lemonade or something. I don't know if it's cold or hot where you at, but just try to make some good memories throughout the day. For sure. I love y'all. Whew.